everybody, and welcome to Next Level Piano and Keyboard Accompaniment Lesson 1. In this lesson, we're going to look at some of the building blocks needed to create a good accompaniment style. The first thing we're going to look at is root notes. The root note of a chord can normally be found by looking at the name of the chord. I will have a lesson later on that goes more in depth into the theory behind it, but for now, we can just look at the name of a chord. In this lesson, we're going to be using the C major scale and key, so we will be not dealing with any sharps and flats or anything, so again, we'll cover that in another lesson. So, to start out with, we'll start with the C chord. Look at the C chord. You can tell by its name what note it is supposed to be complementing, a C chord. Now we can take the C from the name and that becomes the root note. Same for a G chord, the root note would be G. Same for an F chord, the F would be the root note. So, how does all this apply to accompaniment? Let's take a look. Let's start by taking our pinky finger and finding the key C key. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you have a little bit of experience with the piano and you know the names, or you can mark them with non-permanent marker or a sticker or something. Find the C key. Now, with your thumb, I want you to stretch and find the C key in the next octave. It may be a little hard to stretch at first, but it will be natural soon enough. Alright? Now, let's just play those together. Alright, very good. Now, with your right hand, play a C chord. Okay? Now, play them both together. Very good. Now, you can pause the video at this time and practice it more. I will be moving on to a different accompaniment technique. Feel free to pause it and practice this as much as you like. Alright? So, let's move on. Now that you know this basic technique, let's try to apply this same technique to a G chord. G being the root note, as I mentioned before, we can now move down to a G. G with your pinky, stretch and get a G with your thumb, and then a G chord. Alright, very good. Now, let's look at applying this to a song. I will use a simple C to F pattern, and then to a G, and then back to a C. Alright, let's try that. That wasn't so hard, was it? Now, if you have smaller hands, it may take a little bit longer to be able to reach easily, but once you can, you'll have it mastered in no time. Alright, now, let's look at a very slow ballad type that you can use this accompaniment technique with. We'll alternate our thumb and our pinky. Doesn't matter which order you do it in. Let's just do this for a C, then the F, then the G pattern again. Alright, now, again, you can pause the video and practice this as much as you want. Okay, we will now move on to the faster style. You know, everybody likes to play fast. Alright, so let's try. We're just going to do this. And feel free to use your sustain pedal. Adding and taking away, you know, having sustain versus not having sustain. It changes a lot. You can use a simple accompaniment style. And just by using the sustain pedal, you can give it a whole different feel. Alright? So let's try a faster accompaniment style. Okay? It's a more moderately fast one. You can go even faster. When it comes to the sustain pedal, I normally hold it down as I'm playing a chord, just for a second release as I go to the next chord to clear it out so you don't get a lot of chord mixture. That was with the sustain pedal on. I think it sounds a little more muddled. Now that you know these accompaniment styles, you can apply them to any song, whether it be a song in the key of D or a song in the key of G. Simply look at your note or at your chord, and if it's a G chord, even if it's in a different key, the root note is still G. Now, when it comes to sharp or flat chords, say if you're playing in the key of C sharp, then the root note becomes a C sharp. The only time where the root note is really changed in a chord is if it's a sharp or flat versus natural or major note. Those are the ones you want to look out for. It's pretty simple. If you're dealing with a minor, even a minor seventh, diminished, augmented, whatever, just look and see if it's a sharp or a flat. If not, then just look at the name of the chord. G minor 7, for example, is still a G, but a G sharp minor 7, the root note is a G sharp. So that is just about wraps up lesson 1. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will have more videos soon. Thank you very much.